Well, I'm sure some people over at Ubisoft aren't very happy with what's going on with Star Wars Outlaws. As you know, the sales are down 55% compared to Jedi Survivor. Not a very good indicator for where this game is sitting sales-wise. We won't get any actual numbers, but the reports that are coming out via insiders, not very good. And they've suffered for this. The company stocks are down. They were down 12% the other day. It's not very good. Everything is going wrong for this game, and it is what it is. If this franchise was in a better place, I think that this game probably would be doing a little bit better, even with all of the bugs. Now, if you go to Metacritic, the game is sitting at a favorable score, actually, via critics, 76% over on Metacritic for the PS5. All platforms are very similar. The Xbox is sitting at 75. The PC is sitting at 77. So, I don't think that that's actually that bad. The user score is much worse. A 55 or 5.5 average mixed score for PS5. Over on Xbox, it is a 5.5, and on PC, it is a 5.5. So it's the same on all. You think, 4.6. Whoops. Well, that's pretty low. Probably had something to do with the optimization for the game. I hear it's not that good, but I can't confirm that because I haven't played it. Now, the PS5 version, you would think would be lower because of what happened with the people that had early access. Those people really got screwed. They had to restart their whole game. That was a huge bug for this game. But it seems to have done nothing for early access buyers. I see everybody buying the Space Marine game, which actually looks pretty good. I'm going to probably pick that game up, but I'm going to wait for it to come out on its actual release date. I'm really just buying it for the multiplayer because it reminds me a lot of Gears of War, which I'm a big fan of that game's multiplayer. Used to play it a lot, so looking forward to jumping in on that. Now, back to the critic reviews. Interesting interview dropped the other day on Games Radar where they talked to the creative director of the game, Julian Garrity. And he says that he's a little disappointed with the Metacritic score. I mean, we did so much to try to grease that score. I can't believe that it's that low. I'm kidding, though they kind of did try to grease that score. If you've followed what's been going on with this game, they pretty much brought a bunch of influencers out to whatever the Disney one in California is called. Was it called Disneyland or World? I always get them mixed up. But whatever the California one is, they brought them all out there, took them on boat rides, all kinds of shit. And, they've done their best. Look at one of them, Molly from Star Wars Explained, was trying to get her competition demonetized the other day. Somehow that's not a TOS violation, though, according to YouTube, even though it's in their terms of service. But 7, I got to be honest, 76 is an okay, Metacritic score here. I mean, and I'm just going by the average here that they have. All the scores for this game are pretty high. I mean, IGN even gave it the average 7 that they give everything. But look at these scores. Despite game-breaking bugs, I mean, I've shown the clips over and over again to how broken this game kind of is. I'm sure it's running better now, but I mean, they didn't really hit too hard on these. And I've seen gameplay. I've watched Mahler play this game quite a bit on his channel. And for a stealth game, I got to say, it sure does look pretty easy. I mean, he literally just ran to the objective and completed the mission and ran out of there. I mean, wow. What amazing gameplay you've got going on over there, Julian. But he's a little disappointed. Says, I'm a little disappointed with the Metacritic, of course. Recognition from press and critics is very important to us. But players are really connecting with what we did, Garrity said in an interview with Games Radar Plus. Star Wars Outlaws is the team's first attempt at an open-world Star Wars game, and it's not without its fair share of problems, such as those who purchased the early access version. Despite the problems along the way, Garrity says that there's a level of pride, happiness, and sense of accomplishment amongst the team. Outlaws was in development for roughly 4 years, and the team literally reached for the stars. Even with the disappointing Metacritic score, Garrity reflects on parts of this game that bring him joy. Honestly, it's brought me so much fun, so much joy to see the incredible images being captured and shared. My favorite captures are the glitches. So I agree. I have got a lot of joy watching some of these bugs. Like Mahler's video yesterday when he was playing and he shot a bunch of stormtroopers and one of them was just hanging in the air. Like his hands. So the guy flew off of his speeder bike is what it was, and he was stuck midair with his hands still on the bar, but his hands weren't attached to the speeder, and he was just like floating there. Like he was floating on his key or something from Dragon Ball. It's quite funny. And the Magic Bush clip from Asmongold is really funny. There's people like taking people from behind when they're on a stealth mission and they slide down hills and then get caught. Like that's really been funny. So I agree. I've really also enjoyed the incredible images captured and shared by people. He says, and I think that's proof positive that this is an experience like no other Star Wars experience before and lets you step into a world and enjoy some virtual tourism. While Star Wars Outlaws may not have received the Metacritic score the team hoped for, Garrity mentions this will be a game that millions of people are going to play for years and years, and we're never going to stop improving it, he says. Well, that's a lie, he laughs. We'll probably stop improving it, but today my mind is not on stopping improving it. Okay? All right. So, yeah, he's a little disappointed that, after all of the greasing they did, the score is not higher. Okay. So, yeah, this game is a disaster. The sales for the game are down pretty bad. I mean, I'm sure they're lower than what they expected. Hell, they lowered the expectations at that investor meeting, which got them in a lot of trouble in the first place because it's a Star Wars game, and people are like, hey, shouldn't you be expecting higher sales for this game since it's Star Wars? Like, yeah, well, Assassin's Creed Shadows will pick up the slack. We live in a world where Star Wars is going to, wouldn't you think that this game is going to be the one that's going to bring you the most money? And, no disrespect to Assassin's Creed fans, but there was a time where this franchise was the big bad on the block, man. Star Wars was Star Wars. I don't know what it is now. It's something nobody likes, but it's really kind of sad to see the state of this franchise in a lot of ways, and it's crazy what's happening with this game. You could have put anything out Star Wars years ago, and it would have sold like hotcakes just because it had Star Wars in it, and that's just not the case anymore. And I don't know if we'll ever get back to something like that. Disney Lucasfilm ruined that investment. They spent so much money on this, and they just pissed it all away, man. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.